Hello friends, and welcome to the ECC Princeton Alaska Mission Trip informational video. Hopefully by now you have watched the other more like promo video on Alaska, and if not, I encourage you to pause the video right now and go watch that as it's got a lot of really good information. And at the very least, hopefully we'll get you a little bit more pumped to know the information part of this video. But if you're here, please also, if you are able to either pull up on your screen or print out the Alaska informational document, because I'm basically going to be going through that, and it has a lot of good info. So just getting started, where will we be staying and serving? So you notice on your document, I'm skipping why Alaska. That's pretty much that other video. So I'm starting with where will we be staying and serving? So first off, this isn't in your document till later, but at the beginning of our trip to Alaska, we're going to be staying in Anchorage for a day just to learn a lot about the culture, get an Alaska day in Anchorage. This was a huge suggestion by Heather and Esau Vega, our Merge Ministries partner in this. So we're going to be doing that. But then after that, we're going to be coming alongside Bethel Covenant Church in Bethel, Alaska. And we're going to be staying inside the church where there will be places to spread out if you would like your own places. There are no other lodging options, though. No hotels or motels or anything like that. So you will need will need to bring something to sleep on, like an air mattress, and in, like a sleeping bag or blankets and sheets and all of that. Bethel is located on the Kuskokwim River, 40 miles from the Bering Sea and 400 miles from Anchorage, Alaska. It is a commercial center and a port for the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta region, providing food, fuel, medical care, and other services for 56 of the surrounding villages. It's home to a population of about 6,400 residents, and Bethel is the largest rural community in Alaska. Bethel is originally a Yupik settlement. The area has been home to the Yupik people for thousands of years. In the 1870s, a trading post was built in the town, and the Moravian Church established a mission in the area in 1884. Bethel is 68% Alaska Native or part Alaska Native. Traditional Yupik practices and languages remain predominant in the area, as do subsistence activities such as salmon fishing, hunting game birds, and gathering berries. Bethel is a marketplace for the Yupik ivory carvings, baskets, fur hats, and other craft items. Bethel Covenant Church is part of the Alaska Conference of the Evangelical Covenant Church. They seek to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ while serving at his hands and feet. So where are we going to be serving? We're going to be serving at Anchorage and in Bethel, Alaska, mostly in that Bethel part there. So when are we going? We will be traveling to Alaska the last weekend of July through the first weekend of August, 2023. We will be having a serve and learn day in Anchorage. This is what I was talking about at the front end of our trip. And so we will figure out together, the people that actually want to go on it, what exact day we will be leaving and returning, depending on if we want to and can make this an additional day. Or if we will fit it into our week. So that is the idea, that if we go out on a Thursday instead of a Friday, or we come back on a Sunday instead of Saturday, or something like that, but we can think about that. Or we can just try and fit it into our 7 days there, really 6 days there. So, but it will be the last weekend of July to the first weekend of August for our trip. What will we be doing? I talked about this in the promo video a little bit, but at the beginning of our Alaska trip, we will spend a day in Anchorage. For the Anchorage day, we will fly out to Anchorage and be there that evening. Then either find a church to host us or an Airbnb for the night. Then in the morning, we would visit the Alaskan Cultural Center and maybe walk a glacier trail. There are 2 flights each day leaving from Bethel to Bethel from Anchorage. We would take the later 6:40 around p.m. flight, essentially giving us the entire day with our merge hosts, Esau and Heather Vega. While in Bethel, we will seek to uplift the kingdom of God in Bethel through day camps, VBS sports camps, mentorship and discipleship, and we'll be serving the elders of the community with things around their home and community. There is a possibility to learn about many of their livelihood, salmon fishing from the locals. We may also learn how to make traditional kuspuks from the elder women, as well as sit and serve with some of the homeless residents, mostly Native Alaskans. There are also many service project opportunities such as skirting and landscaping and more. So there's truly a place for anyone of any age to learn and serve in Bethel. That's what I said in our last video. The most important part of a mission trip to Bethel, Alaska, though, is that building of Christ-like relationships with the residents. So these are all things that we might do. We probably won't be able to do everything, but our most important thing is just to be with the residents of Alaska, showing them the love of Christ whenever we can. Listening well. The hope is that we will have many opportunities to learn and to serve in their culture. So how will we get there? Well, we fly. Pretty basic, but that's the only way to get to Bethel. What it will really look like, though, is we fly into from Chicago to Anchorage, probably an evening flight, afternoon, evening flight. And then we stay the night, then we'll have our Anchorage day, pretty much the next day, and then we fly from Anchorage to Bethel. Now, coming back, we'll make the trip all in one day. So we'll have an early flight from Bethel and then an afternoon flight from Anchorage to come back to Chicago. We should be able to make the return trip in one day. You do not need a passport to go on this trip. A valid state ID will suffice. Once in Anchorage, we will rent a bus for our group to travel. And once in Bethel, we will be transported by local residents. So here's a big question for everybody. I'm sure you're wondering, how much is the trip? So right now, we think the cost is going to be about $1,600 a person. Now, that is a number that both me and Heather from Merge Ministries have come up with based on the merge fee and based on current flight prices. Now, if flights skyrocket, that might go up a little bit. If they go down, they might go down a little bit. But we are looking at about $1,000 for the flight and about $600 probably for a merge fee. So you can look at that. We are requiring a $100 deposit. That deposit is going towards you claiming your spot. We really only have about 15 people that can go on this trip, and we want to get those spots filled, and we want to get you guys start fundraising, because fundraising is going to be key for this trip. So $100 deposit is required at or before registering in order to save your spot. So get that in as soon as you can. Now, we will have fundraising throughout the year, but big ones. And so a couple different options for you here for fundraising. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to be aware that we are going to help as much as we possibly can as a church with fundraising, with doing everything. But know that the responsibility of this comes on you. And so if we can help in any way providing that, then we will. But it's not just a given that we'll be able to cover the whole $1,500 extra after your $100 deposit. So a couple fundraising things that I want to encourage you to get involved in, because especially for us, if you're not involved in the fundraiser, unless there's like an extreme circumstance, then you won't really be able to partake in the funds that are raised from that fundraiser. So our first fundraiser, we're going to have a Bethel brunch on Sunday, October 23rd. So Sunday, October 23rd, after the service, we're going to be providing a Bethel brunch. So you can be thinking about what dishes you might be able to bring to that, or what drinks, or how you might be able to help with that. We're going to be inviting the churchgoers to give towards this trip. We are asking that anyone going on the trip help with the Bethel brunch, please. So that's kind of going to be our big fundraiser for the Alaska trip. We will be inviting churchgoers to sign up to be a sponsor. This will be an opportunity to give towards the mission trip for a certain dollar amount over the next 9 months. You can help with this by writing thank you notes and letting people know how excited you are for the trip. And then the third one is kind of all on you, but it might be very good for you. So we highly suggest looking into this. And this is asking for help from friends and family. We want to invite each of you to send a letter. So type a letter out, write a letter out to friends and family asking for support. This is a great opportunity to serve, and many people may want to help you. If you can send 30 letters and they each send $25 back, that's $750 right there. So please ask me if you need a template, if you need suggestions on how to go about this, please let me know. Thank you guys for wanting to know more about this and hopefully wanting to come on this trip. Please let me know if you're interested, and get your deposits in as soon as you can. And we are really looking forward to this. We are also going to be having another kind of Q&A meeting about Alaska on August 16th. Not August 16th. I'm so sorry. October 16th. October 16th. We're going to be having an informational kind of Q&A. This is the informational meeting. I encourage you all to ask me questions now and really sign up now so you are prepared. But for our first fundraiser in October, but we'll be having a Q&A meeting October 16th. And then that fundraiser again is October 23rd. So please be ready for that. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day.